4 cents a barrel. It's very appropriate I'm showing you that because right now, as I speak, in Vienna, there's a big powwow going on. Yeah, it's the OPEC group of oil-producing countries, and there is a lot of uncertainty about the global oil market. You know, higher oil prices could be on the way after the OPEC group of exporting nations, together with allies, including Russia, agreed in principle to cut the amount they produce as their latest meeting, as I said, just gets under. It's a 2-day meeting, so we'll probably get more out of it tomorrow, but we're going to go straight over to Cornelia Meyer. He's Chief Executive of MRL Corporation and joins us, and a familiar face. Cornelia, lovely to see you. Let me ask you this. I was reading a report that the experts were saying that the OPEC cartel needs to cut in the first 3 months of next year at least 1.5 million barrels of oil to stop the price dropping even further. It's very unlikely they're going to make a cut that size, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very unlikely they're going to make a cut that size. If we're lucky, we get 1.3 million between OPEC and non-OPEC, the 10 friends of OPEC. So very unlikely.
Can you just explain, I guess, to our viewers around the world, these oil producers, they're between a rock and a hard place, aren't they? I mean, they want to churn the oil out because they rely on that money for their government budgets, their coffers. If it drops too much, then they want to produce more to make up for the fall. But, I mean, it's a really tough spot to be in.
Well, it's an incredibly tough spot to be in, and what makes it so tough is, you may recall, the Iran sanctions kicked in on the 4th of November. And that is really one expected as many as 2 million barrels a day to come off the market. But the US then went out and granted all sorts of waivers. So now we have everybody producing gangbusters in anticipation of the Iran sanctions and a lot of waivers. So it's a glut of oil on the market again.
Yet, OPEC has lost a lot of power, hasn't it? I mean, it used to be the almighty powerful, and set really the global oil standard, the global oil price. But at the moment, you've got the US as the biggest oil producer in the world, a non-member. Russia, the second biggest producer, a non-member. And they just lost a small producer, Qatar, which pulled out of OPEC.
Well, never mind Qatar. That's 600,000 barrels a day, and Qatar is well advised to put its energies into LNG, where they're a big producer. But, I would not say they've lost power. They've done something very clever. They've formed an alliance with 10 non-OPEC countries led by Russia, which is the second largest producer. So they're coordinating with some of the big non-OPEC producers. So together, OPEC produces about 32.5 million barrels a day. With the non-OPEC friends, they're close to between 40 and 50 million barrels a day. That's between 40 and 50% of global oil output. They still have clout.
Okay, they still have clout. What they don't have is control over the global economy, and that, by all accounts, looks like it's going to slow next year. That's going to be a concern for them, right? The global economy slow down, we use less oil.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big concern. And it's the global economy slowing, less demand. It's also, if we trade wars and intensify, that leads to localization of supply chains. So less stuff that you need to ship around, and you need oil to ship stuff around. So yes, absolutely. We need no trade wars, and we need a growing economy for demand to be up there. But mind you, demand will still be growing, maybe not by the 1.3 million barrels a day as forecasted by both the International Energy Agency, the watchdog for the consumers, and OPEC, the producers. But they will still go up.
Okay. Hey, Cornelia, lovely to have you with us. Thanks so much. Cornelia Meyer joining us live from Vienna outside that.